You've done it. We've all done it. You're standing in a parking lot, squinting at your car 2 rows away, mashing the unlock button like it owes you money. Nothing. So you do the walk of shame right up to the door. Or worse, it's July. Your car's been baking for 3 hours, and you open the door into what feels like a convection oven. But here's the thing. Your key fob can roll down every window in your car from across the parking lot. It can start your engine from inside a restaurant. And if the battery dies completely, there's a physical key hidden inside the fob you're holding right now that still gets you in and starts the car. These aren't aftermarket hacks. These are functions the engineers built in. They just didn't tell you about them. And the reason they didn't? That's where it gets genuinely interesting. By the end of this video, you're going to pause, walk outside, and try at least 2 of these on your own car. Let's go. All right, the one you're going to try first. And honestly, this alone is worth the video. On a huge number of cars, Honda, Toyota, Ford, BMW, Volkswagen, Nissan, Mazda, Audi, the list goes on. Your key fob has a hidden window control mode. Here's how it works. Press the unlock button once, release it, then press it again, and this time hold it down. Within about 3 seconds, every window in your car starts rolling down. On a lot of models, the sunroof opens too. Keep holding, and they go all the way. The point? You walk toward your car on a 95-degree day, trigger this from 50 feet away, and by the time you get there, the hot air has already vented. You just skip the climb in and gasp phase entirely. On some cars, especially VW Group vehicles and certain Fords, holding the lock button rolls them back up, so you don't even need to get back in to close everything. Here's the part that gets me. This feature has existed since the mid-2000s. 2 decades! And most owners have never triggered it. Not because it's hard, because nobody told them the sequence exists. That's not an accident. That's intentional product design. And we're going to come back to why. Here's one that genuinely saves people from a tow truck. Look at your key fob right now. Somewhere on it, usually on the side or the back, there's a tiny sliding latch or a small button. Press it. A slim metal key slides out of the fob itself. That key has been there the entire time you've owned the car. It manually unlocks your driver's door, even if the fob battery is completely dead. Okay, I'm inside the car, but the push-to-start button isn't working because the fob is dead. Now what? Hold the dead fob directly against the start button, right against it. Then press the brake and push the button. Here's what's happening. Your key fob has 2 completely separate systems inside it. The active transmitter, the one that locks and unlocks from a distance, runs on the battery. But there's also a passive RFID chip. It doesn't need any battery power at all. It works like a contactless credit card. When you hold the fob right up to the start button, the car's antenna coil generates just enough energy to read the chip and verify that, yes, the correct key is present. Some cars, Toyota and Lexus especially, have a hidden key cylinder under a small plastic cap on the door handle. Pop the cap off with the metal key, unlock manually, then hold the fob near the start button. Same principle. On Fords, there's often a backup slot in the center console or the steering column where you place the dead fob and the car reads it from there. The point is, if your fob battery dies at 11 p.m. in a parking garage, you are not stranded. The solution is literally in your hand. You just didn't know the latch was there. All right, here's one that has confused people for decades. And yes, it's real. You're trying to find your car in a massive parking lot. You hit the lock button. Nothing. The car's too far. So you do something that looks absolutely ridiculous. You press the key fob under your chin and try again. And it works from significantly farther away. This is not a placebo. Jeremy Clarkson tested it on Top Gear. It's been demonstrated in physics videos. And the reason it works is kind of brilliant, actually. Your body is about 60% water. When you press the fob under your chin, the radio waves from the key travel into your head. And water, inside a cavity like your skull, responds to electromagnetic waves in a very specific way. It creates something called a dielectric resonator. The water in your tissues effectively amplifies the radio signal. Your head becomes part of the antenna. The waves bounce around inside the cavity of your skull and emerge with more amplitude than they had when they left the fob alone. And here's the part that proves it's not just about holding the fob higher. You can test this yourself. Hold the fob at head height away from your body. Then press it under your chin. The chin wins every time. In fact, you don't even need a human head. YouTube physics channels have demonstrated this with a jug of water. Hold the fob against a gallon of water, same effect. The water is the resonator. Your head just happens to be a convenient water container you always have with you. Short break. Come on, I'll wait. This one's a little different because not every car has the hardware. But here's the thing. A surprising number of cars do have remote start, and the owners just don't know the button sequence. Look at your fob. Do you see a button with a circular arrow on it? Maybe it says 2X underneath? That's remote start. On most cars, Honda, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, the sequence is press the lock button once, then press and hold the remote start button for about 3 seconds. The hazards flash, the engine turns over. On other models, it's press lock twice, then hold the circular arrow. On some BMWs, there's no remote start button at all. The sequence is hidden entirely. Press the lock button 3 times in quick succession, and the engine starts. There's no label, no icon. You either read the manual, which, let's be honest, you didn't, or you never find it. The car will run for about 10 to 15 minutes, then shut off automatically. And crucially, the doors stay locked. Someone can't just hop in and drive away. You still need the fob present to shift out of park. If you don't have the circular arrow button at all, your car probably wasn't equipped with remote start. But if you do have it and you've never used it, now you know the sequence. The panic button you keep triggering by accident, you know that red button on your fob, the one that makes your car scream in parking lots at the worst possible moment? If you set it off by accident, which happens constantly in pockets and purses, you don't have to wait for it to stop. Just press unlock or press the panic button again. The alarm cuts immediately. And the selective unlock, most people never configure. On most modern fobs, you can set it so that pressing unlock once only opens the driver's door. Press twice for all doors. This is a safety feature. It stops someone from hopping in the passenger side when you're alone in a dark parking lot. It's usually configurable in your car's settings menu. Toyota, Honda, Ford, BMW, Audi, nearly all of them support it. But the default from the factory is usually unlock all doors, so most owners never change it. So here's where it gets genuinely interesting. Why are all these features hidden? Why doesn't the fob just have a button that says roll down windows? The design team won arguments about what to add, but nobody won the argument about what to remove. Every feature we just talked about, global window control, remote start, the RFID backup chip, was championed by an engineering team that fought to include it. Drivers will love this. It solves a real problem. And they were right. But the industrial design team, the people who decide what the fob actually looks like, had a conflicting goal. They wanted simplicity. 2 buttons, lock and unlock. Clean, elegant, impossible to confuse. So the compromise became build the feature in, but bury the activation behind a button sequence. Don't put it on a dedicated button, don't label it. If the owner reads the manual, they'll find it. If they don't, the fob still looks clean. That's not an accident. That's intentional product design. Your key fob is not badly designed, it's over-designed. The good stuff is in there. It's just hidden behind a secret key combination, like a cheat code in a video game. And now you know the cheat codes. If you learned something from this, try the window roll down right now. Pause the video, walk outside, or just stand near a window where you can see your car. Press unlock once, release, press and hold. See what happens. Then let me know in the comments which feature your car actually has. I genuinely want to know which brand and model and which one of these surprised you. And if there's another everyday object you want me to expose the hidden logic behind, drop it in the comments. I read them. Stay curious.